Well, for those of you tuning in here in the paddock and for those of you tuning in live around the world, welcome to Three Rivers Karting as we get set to bring you all the action from what should be an absolutely hilarious night of charity rental kart racing. Now, we have taken the stars from the Stars Championship Series in OKN and KZ, and we've offered them the opportunity to help get their teams together. Over the last 3 weeks, everyone has been sending out on social media, fielding different DMs for anyone to donate to an amazing cause to the Mission for Miracles charity. Joining me here in the booth to call the action tonight and head down onto pit lane, myself, Xander Clements, to my left, Simon Sykes, to my right, Race Liberante. And tonight is a lot of fun. It is a 6-minute qualifier. The pros are about to go onto the racetrack to qualify for their teams. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Race, they will be the last stint to finish the race off?
Yep. I just got done at the driver's meeting, and yeah, the pros are going to qualify, and then they're the last stint of the race. The mandatory 4 stops in this one, so they'll be looking to close it out for all the rookies out there, or should we say, rookies. Some of them are pro-level drivers themselves.
Yeah, I don't know how a couple guys snuck on as the amateur side of these amateur teams, but they definitely have. There's some faces you'll see on the live broadcast tomorrow and Sunday for the Stars Championship Series Steel City Showdown at Pittsburgh International Race Complex. Simon, funny enough here, granted you are normally a driver analyst, today you were actually a driver analyst, so you just got in, pounded a few laps for fun before we got on the air here live. First of all, what can we expect from this tight racetrack?
It's really tight, but I think we're going to see a lot of great racing. I had to get in there on the action myself, jump down for a session or two, but it's actually a really fun track with the karts turned on full blast. They move quite quick. It's pretty comparable to what we'll see out on the Pittsburgh International Racecourse this weekend, but it's a pretty fast track. We've got a flat-out turn 1 into a hairpin with a little snaking section into another hairpin, and then a double left sweeper brings us out on a straight with one more left-hander to close out the lap. So a pretty technical track, all things considered, and there are decent passing opportunities, so we're looking for a lot of great racing here tonight.
And you might notice that we are in a little bit of a different setting than the normal black backdrop broadcast booth we like to find ourselves in. This is an arcade, Three Rivers indoor karting here in Pennsylvania. Such a cool facility, our first time here. This is owned, obviously, I believe, by a former sprint car driver, right? Former racer himself, and that was part of the reason we were able to get in?
Yeah. He's traveled the East Coast racing sprint cars and modifieds in the past, so he's a racer himself. Obviously, that's really fitting with the Stars Championship Series, being Joe Janowski, a racer himself. So super cool event. It's one of the first of its kind, it seems, in this space, and getting a lot of the pro-level karters out and exposed to this stuff is awesome.
Well, they're about to go onto the racetrack for qualifying. We'll have a live leaderboard for you up all night. It won't exactly show the exact driver in the car. It will be by team captains. So let's run through again as we will pull that up for you guys to look at the live leaderboard. And here's a look as well on the racetrack of what they can expect around 22 to 23 seconds and below. Simon cracked the 19s earlier today, so it's going to be busy. Like most indoor rental car tracks, you are barely going to have a moment to breathe on the circuit. A small run to breathe maybe on the full throttle section that leads from turn 1 over to turn number 2. Simon, beyond that, you're up on the wheel pretty much the entire lap.
Hey, it's quite physical, especially for a rental kart track. The driver's definitely going to have to be up on the wheel here. It is not easy to make these karts rotate. They're heavier than what the drivers are normally used to, and it's going to make it a bit challenging as we're seeing the karts start to roll out on track here, Xander.
Well, you can see the leaderboard on the left-hand side of your screen. You have the crazy man in the top left, Mr. Stars Championship Series, Joe Janowski. From left to right from there, you have Trinity Karting Group Pro Stars driver Gavin Bailiff. Then in the middle, your 2022 and 2023 Stars Night Fight race winner, Talon Yockel from Magic Kart USA and Pro Stars. Your Rock Stars champion, Josh Conker in Pro Stars this year, and his teammate this season on the Vermont Kart Company, Marinello Vincenzo Saracino. And the bottom row right there, just going across, Brooke Nachtman from Speed Concepts Racing, Brandon Jarsacrack Racing and OKN Stars, Alex Stanfield, Brandon Carr, and Annie Rule. And we're getting on to the racetrack right now. Here's a look. That, I believe, is Brandon Carr on the circuit here, headed on out. And then Alex Stanfield is just up the road from him. So that's a look at two drivers who race, as you know as well from watching the OKN Stars class. They had a little bit of a run the last time they were on track together at the Stars Championship Series.
Oh, yeah. These two have been racing each other really hard all season long. I think both of them are in the points and doing well in that. So Can't wait to see what they do even here in qualifying, see if one of them can get ahead of the other and see where this goes.
Well, again, a couple drivers went out for practice. I believe Gavin Bailiff was one of those that snuck out for extra laps before we got here today. He's over in the middle of the racetrack along with a handful of others. But it's Team Saraceno. Vincenzo Saraceno, the fastest, as Annie Rule rips by the line. And Annie's tagline of why you should join Team Rule was that she was going to be one of the lightest drivers on the racetrack. Well, for Annie, she's down in the 7th spot here in qualifying on the circuit. I believe that might have been Gavin. It'll be tricky for us. There's a look. That's Annie coming through the final sector as she heads on to the front straightaway. And again, this is a short qualifying session, but there's a lot of laps with how short the lap times are. Vincenzo Saraceno's time at a 19.70 currently sits on top over Team Gavin Bailiff. Team Janowski, all right, you said owned by a racer. I was going to say race earlier. This is going to be tested tonight. Well, Mr. Joe Janowski, the Stars Championship Series owner and chairman, is 3rd right now in qualifying over OKN Stars points leader Brandon Carr, as we see Annie Rule headed through turn 2 on the racetrack to that infield hairpin. And behind her, there he is on that chrome Stilo helmet, back of the 3, Mr. Joe Janowski. Now he's been bumped down to 5th, still on the upper half of the field.
Well, Team Bailiff just takes the pole. Gavin's getting it dialed in.
That was good from Team Bailiff. He moves up. Same for Team Conquer. Josh Conquer moves up. In fact, it's a shifter. Pro Stars 1, 2, 3. Brandon Carr has moved up to 4th. Talon Yockel to 5th. We'll ID some more here. It's new for us as well. They're all in the same carts, obviously, so we don't get the liveries to fall back onto ID the rest of the field. We know Annie Rule by her size is in the middle. Joe Janowski in the Stilo gray helmet right there. Again, he's been pushed down the order. He's P6 at a 19.89, and a heater from Gavin Bailiff, as Race mentioned, has put him up at a 19.531. Here comes Janowski on by. That'll be a P5 lap. 1983 moves him up 1 spot, bumps Talon Yockel back down the order as Joe's chasing down Annie Rule. So you have one of the biggest drivers chasing down one of the smallest drivers, and I believe we can expect from Joe's interview that's going to be one excuse he's already got in his pocket tonight, Race.
Man, I think that's because he's visor down right now. That thing's arrowed out, trimmed out for this quali session. He's got to do everything he can to make up for that weight he's packing. Look at Annie's car, man. That thing's just bucking around the racetrack. I don't quite know if that weight advantage is running to an advantage right now.
Well, let's go back a little bit. If we take our cameras from right here and we go back 2 positions on the racetrack, I believe what we'll find is the 2 drivers that have started to move up the leaderboard, the likes of Vincenzo Saraceno, Gavin Bailiff, and Talon Yockel. Here they are coming on through the stripe. That, I believe, might be Vincenzo Saraceno without the only pro probably not bringing his own helmet here this weekend. So Vincenzo in the middle. Ahead of him, there's Talon Yockel, I believe. Talon's confused me here with the red shirt, Race. Supposed to be Magic Dowell. What's up with this team driver?
I don't know. Not much team apparel going on out there.
Yeah, either way, it is all Team Saraceno at the top. Team 1951. He's bumped Bailiff back to 2nd. Team Conquer is 3rd. We've got a minute to go in qualifying. And the thing with the rental car tires is they're so hard. They're such a stiff compound that normally they'll overheat very, very quickly. And that's really the only kind of deg you see over a session. There's a look at Team Josh Conquer. He's kitted out. He's got the Team Marinello Vermont Kart Company t-shirt, so he knows what's going on. I believe that indeed makes that Talon Yockel. And then up the road, one of our other competitors on the racetrack here that may very well be Team Saraceno. Here's Talon coming on through the infield section. It's a quick S, and then that right-hander. And Talon Yockel, Team Yockel, P5. Team Janowski, P6. Team Brooke Nachtman is P7. Team Alex Stanfield is P8. And Team Annie Rule, like you said, it's bucking around. She is struggling at the moment here, Race. A 20 flat, the only driver not in the 19-second bracket. And I think we're going to hear some excuses if we talk to Alex Stanfield as well, as the checkered flies and the last times come in. It will line up as follows. Vincenzo Saraceno puts his team on the top of the leaderboard in cart number 5. It is Team Bailiff. Cart number 13. Cart number 14 there is Team Bailiff. Here's a look at Joe Janowski going to the infield. He qualifies the Stars Championship officiating team in 6th. It is Team Brandon Carr, 3rd. Team Josh Conquer, 4th. Team Talon Yockel is 5th. Then Team Nachtman, Team Stanfield, and so on. So that ends qualifying, and we're going to go down trackside here momentarily because I believe we've got a lot to chat about with some of our competitors, but they're going to slowly make their way over to the lineup here, and this is where we'll have a short break in the on-track action. So from what we've seen so far, quick analysis. Simon, you were taking in a lot of that session. What sticks out, if anything? I think the biggest surprise, like you said, Race, was probably Annie Rule, the lightest driver, struggling the most, it looked like.
Yeah, you would think the weight difference would make a huge advantage for Annie, but it didn't seem to matter in that session, not getting the best of it there. But the top four is what I want to focus on, how competitive, how close the fighting was in this qualifying session. The pole time in 1951, fourth place in 1957. Our top four teams all super tightly packed, and it's going to be a competitive race throughout the field. I think we're going to see some wild action here, Xander.
And not only that, Simon, little kudos to you. Well, they got to the 19.5s. You had gotten to a 19.3, so there's still a little ways to follow. But again, like you said, very tight at the top. Saraceno, Bailiff, Carr, and Conquer, all within about a half a tenth. My goodness, again, from a 19.51 to a 19.57. A couple tenths further back finds Team Yockel, Janowski, Nachtman, Stanfield, and Team Rule all the way at the bottom with a long way to go forward. But it's an endurance race. There's a lot that can happen, and we are expecting, hopefully with no one on the officiating team of the track here listening to this, a lot of spills.
Oh yeah. There's going to be some carnage out there. You're releasing the beast on some of these drivers. They don't get to bump and bang with bumpers on a regular basis. So there's a lot of guys that are racing this weekend out at Pitt Race for the Steel City Showdown, and they're going to get a chance to get nasty out there. And hey, maybe one of those officials has made a bad call on you in the past, and it's your time for some payback.
I think so, especially there's bragging rights to be held. Joe Janowski being the man, he's on the target for everybody when he gets on the racetrack. More than that, too, one other thing that's cool about this event, the drivers in OKN Stars and the drivers in Pro Stars have more than likely never gone head-to-head, or if they have, it's been quite some time. So this is bragging rights to go the way of the Shifter Boys. They go 1, 2, and 4, with Brandon Carr being the lone single-speed driver that cracked into the top 5 of the field. In fact, it's 1, 2, 4, 5, all the way back to Talon Yockel. And then if you want to call Joe Janowski a shifter guy, it's been a little while since Joe's raced a shifter.
He's just a guy now.
Yeah, he's just a guy. But he is out of the go-karts. In fact, most of them are out of the go-karts down on the grid. Taylor, do we have a look down on the grid from our low shot to see? Here's a look. In fact, here we are, ready to go. Alex Stanfield has caught up with team captains Vincenzo Saraceno and Josh Conquer. Alex, you got us down there on the grid.
Yeah, I got you, Xander. Here with Vincenzo Saraceno and Josh Conquer, teammates for the weekend. Not tonight, though. Vincenzo, P1, that must feel pretty good against your teammate there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Vincenzo, obviously teammates for the weekend, right? But you going to work with him at all, or are you just going to, punt them out a little bit? What do you think?
I'll work with him tomorrow and Sunday. Tonight, every man for himself.
All right, Josh. I mean, anybody? I know you're telling me it a little bit before the.
Yeah. Point it up. You said point it up. Yeah. Regardless, good qualifying. For sure, gonna look to take out Annie. She's like 100 pounds, so it's kind of unfair in these. So yeah, gonna look to get rid of.
Thanks, Josh. Back to you guys.
I apologize a little bit about the tech difficulties there with the microphone. We will fix that up here for the race because there's lots of interviews to come from tonight. That is for sure as we get everybody dialed on in for this evening. So still more to come here. We're going to take a quick break in the action and get set for the main event here. A 45-minute Enduro with 4 mandatory pit stops and the final stint of the race coming with your captains of the Stars Championship Series. Don't go anywhere here. Kart Chasers coverage of the inaugural Stars Championship Series Pro-Am Charity Enduro benefiting Mission for Miracles. We'll be right back.
Check, check. Check, check. Check, check. Check, 1, 2. Check. Check, 1, 2. Mic check.
Check, check.
So we're getting set to go green here for the 45-minute Enduro. This is the starting drivers that'll be kicking things off before everything gets fully underway. And then, again, it is 4 in total mandatory pit stops that'll be set to go green before they go. So they're going to line them up in the boxes. Again, Team Saraceno and Team Bailiff and a number of other drivers had some good qualifyings, but a handful did not. It was close at the front by just about a half-tenth from Team Vincenzo Saraceno back to Team Gavin Bailiff. That'll start on row number 1. Then back to row number 2, you have Team Brandon Carr. That's in car number 6 there on the inside. Then Team Josh Conker back on row number 2 on the inside of the racetrack, but a grid spot further back. Row number 3 has Team Talon Yuckel that'll be starting in the 5th seed. Row number to the outside, it'll be the first of the multiple Stars Championship Series officials on the racetrack in cart number 1. That's Team Joe Janowski. Then it's Team Brooke Nachtman back in row 4 on the inside in 7th. Then it is Team Alex Stanfield and Team Annie Rule to cap things off. So, again, there's a handful of specialists. How about Andrew Bajoso, the wild man for Team Annie Rule, that'll be getting set to kick things off. We've got all the headsets together. We've got everyone on the racetrack in the spots they need to be. This 45-minute Enduro with 4 mandatory pit stops and driver changes that is getting set to go green as the drivers are slated down on the racetrack. So we'll take one more look around. We will get set for the green flag as they begin to get set to go here, Simon. And this is again when the nerves are going to go up. They got lights on the racetrack here at Three Rivers Karting. It's time for some glow, underglow, side glow, whatever you want to call it on the walls, indoor kart racing. And I think the start is going to be one of the craziest parts of this session here, Simon.
There's not going to be any holds barred when it comes to this type of racing here. These rental karts will make for some great action with these not-so-amateur drivers I'm seeing on track lining up to go. I'm sure Bedoso is going to be eager to make his way through the field early on, and it's about getting your kart all the way to the end. Off in green, here we are, Xander.
Team Saraceno from the pole will lead them down into turn number 2. Do we get any spinners further back? Cart number 10 right now, I believe that is Team Josh Conker that got off to or Team Gavin Bailiff that got off to a good start. That's in the Trinity Karting Group green shirt there in second. And the first couple of drivers are away as the field snakes its way through. And so far, for the first of the Amston drivers, we've made it through the opening lap, and no one's been able to pull out the pass yet. A couple drivers looking further back, not going to happen. It stays single file, and there it is, the wild man Andrew Bajoso trying to carry the flag for Team Annie Rule as they have struggled in qualifying, and it's put them on the back foot to start in 9th. But a long endurance race here getting set to go. Team Saraceno leads the way, and again, we'll keep a tab on interviews down on the pit lane as well as this race begins to sort out. So it's Team Saraceno, Team Gavin Bailiff, Team Brandon Carr, Team Josh Conker, and then Team Talon Yuckel. And there they are having a mid-fight scrap behind the leader. The leader, Team Saraceno, still looking pretty good, but the rest of the field is shuffling around. So the top 3 getting away a little bit, and it's too short of a racetrack for any kind of drafting right now. And even then, with all the beating and banging going on behind them, I mean, they really haven't gotten, now they've gotten a little bit further away. Look at that battle for 6th. That looks to be between Team Janowski and Team Nachtman. That is one of the Stars Championship Series officials going at it with Team Nachtman, and Nachtman loses 2 spots out of it as Andrew Bajoso on Team Annie Rule moves through. He will not be able to bring through the driver that followed him. And there's a mix again of Three Rivers Karting locals that are on the amateur side that might be as fast, if not faster, than some of our Stars Championship Series pros. But you got them all single file up front, and Team Saraceno pulling away while the battles have been further back behind. Honestly, Simon, I'm surprised we have not seen more drivers spinning or any kind of wipeouts or carnage thus far.
Ultra clean racing early into this race. We've seen the top 5 karts start to make their breakaway. They've not really gone for any moves, just a fade here, a fade there to cover off any potential passers, but it's the battling behind that for your 6th, 7th, 8th positions. We're looking at Janowski, Team Rule, Team Nachtman, all going at it, and we saw Andrew Bedoso last lap capitalizing, making up a couple of spots after starting dead last in this race. As we tab back to the leader, still it seems to be more of a 3-kart breakaway this lap as Team Saraceno, Bailiff, and Carr taking off into the distance. Team Conqueror sitting there in 4th as we'll see a fight for P2 right now. That is Team Bailiff and Carr going at it. Some contact there as they head through the last section of the track. We'll keep you updated as they cross the line. It is a breakaway for Team Saraceno now. Team Bailiff making their way into 2nd. Carr going to fall to 3rd, and now the battle starting to tighten up again here, Xander.
Yeah, that's further back. There's a little more side-to-side contact as, again, Team Nachtman, one of the younger drivers there on Team Nachtman, is coming under fire. The pros, again, are going to set to go on the racetrack. They're watching their teammates right now, and at the moment, if you're Team Vincenzo Saraceno, you are looking pretty good. Now, there's a lot of gambling that'll be fun to watch to look at the teams, because not so much gambling, but supporting. Oh, man, they're getting driven into the wall was Team Nachtman, but by Team Stanfield, Alex Stanfield's team down at the back battling for the 8th position. But there's ways to play. The overall winner in this event may not exactly be the main event winner, because teams that donate enough money will be able to have laps added on. And on top of that, there's a bunch of extra challenges, all going to benefit Mission for Miracles. Let's go down to pit lane. Alex Searle, Race Liberante, Sally Mott, Kendall Hedge, all heading our pit lane coverage. Let's go down to you guys.
All right, I'm live here with the big man in charge of the Stars Championship Series, Christian Marsh. Christian, how much are you going to kick in today to see Joe Janowski and the Team Stars guys do good?
Honestly, I work in the karting industry, so I've got $5, but it's good enough to get us started, I think.
All right, just like you said, it is enough to get us started right here. We are working with 2 dies. The first one has 1 through 9 and a 0. For a $5 donation, we will roll this die and roll this second die that either has boost, 1 lap of slow, 2 laps of boost, or a mandatory pit stop. So $5 is going to get you a random try. $10, you get to choose the team and then roll the die for a random chance to speed them up, slow them down. Or for a $20 donation live here tonight, you're going to be able to pick whatever team and whatever boost you can give them. So everybody that's tuning in, let's get donating. Let's get this started.
Where are we rolling at here?
All right, he rolls the first die, and it is a 8. Team 8. And 2 laps of boost, the maximum prize you can win from that die. So Team 8 is going to get 2 laps of extra boost. Thank you, Christian, for your charitable donation. Thank you guys so much for putting on this event. And please put the money in the helmet.
Are you
Back to you guys.
Race Liberante is going to cause so many problems. Here's the thing. Team 8, that's Team Brandon Carr. Right now they are up to 2nd. So Team 8 just got a 2-lap boost added on. They're on the same lap. So now essentially Team Brandon Carr leads the way over Team Vincenzo Saraceno, Team Conquer, Team Yockel, and Team Bailiff. On the screen right here, this is 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Team Conquer, then it is Team Yockel, and then it is Team Bailiff, as that was with the Trinity Karting Group guys right there. So again, that is craziness already to start the night. Team Carr, Team 8, has now received 2 bonus laps on the day. They're up to 2nd, and in fact, while this battle for 3rd, 4th, and 5th is going on, that is phenomenal down to turn number 2. Team Carr is also catching Team Vincenzo Saraceno just up the road. There they are. This is for the lead right now on the racetrack. 3rd, 4th, and 5th are right there. If we go up ahead, here's a look at the lead, and again, you got 2 young guns there going at it for Team Vincenzo Saraceno and Team Brandon Carr, and Team Brandon Carr muscles by. So Team Brandon Carr now leads by 3 laps, I believe, basically over everybody, because they're now leader of the race and 2 laps added. And again, that's just off a quick donation. So the donations will be fast, furious, and flying here tonight as the field works its way through turns 1 and 2. And now Team Brandon Carr is already beginning to pull away, having gotten through traffic and just set down a burner lap time of a 20.5, Simon.
If I was Team Saraceno, I'd be feeling pretty safe up until that interview. Race Liberante turning this one around here and giving Team Carr that much needed boost. They've now checked out on the field by a half a straightaway as they head towards turn 2. P1 and P2 well out in the distance as we tab back to 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Still in a heated battle. They'll come down to the hairpin and move to the inside. Looking, no good. They will stay single file as they head through the midsection of this track here.
And we are already closing in on the first round of pit stops. When do drivers come to pit lane? They have 4 mandatory stops. There's already some of them coming into the pit lane, or hands in the air. Someone's hand was in the air coming over there. I thought we were going to have our first pit stop, as again, the pit lane is wide open. We've got our camera angle down on pit lane that will pull up in just a few moments. That was interviewing down there with Race Liberante. That'll give us an idea of who is going to go into the lane. But now we are within already 10 minutes of the 45 complete. Hands in the air. There's one diving right into the pit lane, top of the screen. We'll see if we can ID who we've got with our lower camera here in just a moment. Let's go see if we can pull that one up. So let's go back on the racetrack as we've had our first round of pit stops already. Team Josh Conker now is at a 2-lap advantage as they have yet, I believe, to come into the pit lane. So that is cart number 26 on the, or cart number 8 on the screen. They've got 26 laps completed, 34 minutes in total. We'll be going down to pit lane for interviews in just a few moments here to give us a little bit more input. But in the meantime here with 34 and a half minutes to go.
Still no move into pit lane for Team Conkers. They continue on by through turn 1, headed to the hairpin in turn 2, with a slight advantage there over teams Bailiff and Rule as we look towards a pass into the hairpin. Number 12 team going to the inside. Not going to be able to make that one stick. That was Team Carr looking for a move there. Almost still side by side through the back section of the track. They are fighting hard here for that one position. Team 8 and Team 12. So that will be Team Conker, your leader, fighting with Team Carr in that number 12 machine as they'll look for another move. He'll back out of it into the hairpin through turn 2. This 19-22 lap makes for short distances here. Only a few places to make those passes. As we'll head down to pit lane as we see a car diving in there. We'll see if we can tab down and see what's going on down on pit lane. Sorry, assessing a few technical difficulties at the moment. Back on track, the action still hot and ready as we see the field a bit spread out, but still continuing to push on. Most completed their first stop of the mandated 4s. We'll work through our 29th lap for Team Conker here with a healthy advantage. 2 laps over Team Bailiff and P2.
Again, there'll be more to come here as they're already through the first stint. Don't forget, you can continue to support the cause for Mission for Miracles here all the way through this entire event. 33 and a half minutes to go, and more passes continue right now. So 30 minutes now, 30 and a half minutes to go in this team event. Let's continue to keep a tab on things down on the racetrack. Right now, Team Concord leads the way over Team Bailiff by just about half a lap or so. Team Annie Rule is in the mix, and we've got a big gaggle of drivers in the infield section right now. Team Brandon Carr is fourth, but again, they already rolled the die once, and now they are way up the leaderboard because they've got 2 bonus laps, thanks to Christian Marsh, contributing to Mission for Miracles. We'll be chatting more about our awesome charity and our awesome benefactor here, Mission for Miracles, in just a little bit in this race as we get closer and closer towards the end. And again, this final stint will have the pros on the racetrack. Right now, there is, I believe, KA Stars driver Brenna Schubert aboard one of the teams. She just worked her way around one driver on the purple and yellow and then the red helmet, leading now in that pack of 5 coming onto the front straightaway. She looks like she may be driving for, that would appear to be Team Bailiff, if I'm not mistaken, but we'll confirm that further on down. All the while, though, through the first couple rounds of pit stops we've gone, or at least first full round of pit stops, a couple teams maybe already up to their second. There has been not many falling too far behind. All the teams roughly around the same speed, Simon. So for an endurance race here, it could still be a sprint all the way to the end.
Yeah, there's definitely no holding up, holding back in this event, even though it is one of the longer kart races we see at 45 minutes. It is quite an event, as you can see on track. The driver's not holding back, racing hard, trying to get every inch they can, because at the end of the day, 45 minutes later, it is going to come down to a couple of inches, depending on whether or not those bonus laps come into play here, with Team Conquer still holding the advantage out front over Team Bailiff and Team Rule.
Let's go down to pit lane for some more interviews side by side. Right now, Team Josh Conquer leads the way over Team Bailiff, Team Rule, Team Brandon Carr before donation adjustments.
All right, we're live with Michelle Kuhn. Her son Mason is out there driving right now for Team Saraceno, and her and her husband have donated a total of $40 for 4 boost laps total. So Team Saraceno, Team 5, 4 boost laps, thanks to Michelle Kuhn. How's Mason doing out there?
He is kicking some butt right now. He's doing awesome.
Well, so are you, because you're a part of Mission for Miracles now. Thank you so much for your charitable donation, and good luck to Team Saraceno with 4 total boost laps.
Holy cow. 4 total boost laps for Team Vincenzo Saraceno. My goodness. Let's go down to pit lane here. We'll continue to talk to more as we watch from the trackside. There is so much action. Race Liberante, Alexander Searle are bringing us. Alex, do you have an idea what the chaos is like down on pit lane? How is Team Josh Conquer feeling? Or Team Rule that are up in the leaderboard right now, but they're going to be way behind the likes of Team Saraceno that have a 4-lap boost.
Yeah, I mean, it's complete chaos down here. Every team captain that I have spoken to has no idea what position they're in. Brandon Carr spoke to me about 4 times in the last 2 minutes asking me how he's in the lead. He doesn't know that he got the 2-lap boost. I had to inform him that he is actually the leader. So yeah, like you said, I mean, a bunch of team captains are just totally confused right now, but having a great time watching their drivers go around. Back to you guys.
I see Race Liberante's caught up with Megan Olds. Race, you got us down there with a karting mom?
All right, I'm here with Megan Olds, Austin Olds' mom. They're running with what team?
Stanfield.
Team Stanfield, and Megan is donating $20 to
Boost, right?
2 laps of boost for Austin Olds and their team. Thank you for your charitable donation, Megan. It's much appreciated. What do you have to say about this event?
I love it. I love that the kart community is giving back to kids in need. It's just amazing.
Awesome. Well, you heard it here first. The first of its kind, $20 boost, 2 laps to Austin Olds and their team.
I see Alex Stanfield in the background there. He is cheering on his team right now. He is down in 7th before boost comes in, with Austin Olds' team on Team Stanfield getting 2 laps of boost. That would put them even to Team Josh Conquer. Team Saraceno may have already pitted for another round of stops. They're now down 4 laps behind. Those 4 laps of boost, Simon, used up. And right now with Team Carr only 1 lap behind on lap 47, actually on the lead, maybe cusp of the lead lap. Team Brandon Carr with the 2 laps of boost is looking good. There is Austin Olds on your screen, and then a BG Motorsports machine as he gets turned sideways. Oh my goodness. More stuff. Pit lane, take it away. We just cursed Austin Olds by talking to his mom, and then he gets spun. What do we got now, boys?
Thanks. I'm here with Alex Stanfield. Alex, I mean, you turned to me and just said you're not digging. Some of your drivers out there are making up for a pretty poor qualifying on your end. I mean, just tell me what you see out there right now.
Yeah, we just got a 2-lap boost, so we'll see what that does. Try to do an undercut with the strategy. Trying not to get held up, so we'll see what that does.
Yeah, I mean, what can you expect from the chaos that you've seen out there when the pro guys go out? I mean, what are your expectations right now? I mean, is it going to be just absolute chaos?
If we can just survive, that's the plan, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I got to talk about that qualifying session because we expected you to be up front. Like you said, I mean, kind of on your end, you held the team back a little bit. But what happened, man?
I don't want to really talk about that. Nothing was really working.
All right, thanks, Alex.
Thank you.
All right, you got Alex Stanfield being bashful. We got more drivers into the pit lane. How about this? Another pit stop coming in. 2 pit stops coming into the pit lane right now, down on the pit lane cam. Let's see if we can take a look. We got more drivers hopping out, a couple drivers hopping in. There's team driver Brenda Schubert. She's hopped on out of her car, and they have to go over and tag in their new teammate to get onto the racetrack. There's one of the Stars officials getting tagged on in. Kart number 13 rolling away. We'll see where the updates in cars look to be as they have to tag in, then go down there and get into their new car for the session. So because of the electric cars, they have to do kart swaps along with driver swaps. It means as soon as you learn the car number, Simon, you lose them again. It gets crazy.
Yeah, I'm going to have no way of keeping track of who's who once they get back on track on those different karts. But I'm expecting Team Saraceno to start making up some spots, as I do expect that they came in early, and that's why we saw such a big deficit in the lap counts. As it's starting to even up now, Team Nachman now in the lead currently. We'll see how they swap around with the stops, but Team Nachman and Team Stanfield from the back to the front here, Xander.
Well, with Team Saraceno having, that was on your screen in kart number 2 with Austin Olds, a 2 full laps of boost. That puts them back to neutral. Team Nachman has now cycled to the front, and an update for Team Janowski, the Stars Championship Series team. With that pit stop now, they are all the way back to 9th. But if we find kart number 6 on the racetrack with 50 laps completed, that is your Stars Championship Series race director, Alec Coates, has just hopped behind the wheel. So we're going to try and put our cameras onto Alec and find how he's doing here. There is a look at that. Is that kart number 6 for Team Janowski? Yeah, there he is. I don't believe that's Alec Coates, though. That's not. It doesn't look like Alec. It might be Alec. I think that might be one of the other Stars officials we've got on. Judging just from the helmet cam, I think Alec was maybe just getting out. That might have been one of the other ones that we've had in. I believe Justin Nuka might be on the team. I know Justin Dittrich is on the team as well. I don't recognize with that official, but again, that's also potentially a different, it might be a different team. We'll see. Let's pick around at some of the other drivers on the racetrack. But that's the car number 6 in Team Janowski. I don't know. Let's go down. It's a lot of fun. It's hard to keep up with. Our people down on the pit lane are keeping it strong for us. Boys?
Yeah, thanks, Xander. Here with Mr. Joe Janowski. Joe, I mean, solid qualifying effort there for you, considering, you're not really in the seat very often. You had to prove them how it's done. First of all, I mean, tell me, how cool is this event right now?
Oh, this is a lot of fun. I mean, to take us all out of the element we're normally in, put it in like a low-key, everybody's drinking, eating some food, having a good time. There's some racing going on too. I don't know how good we're doing right now. I haven't even looked. So no, it's been a really good time.
As of last time I checked, you guys cycled down to P9. So I mean, tell me how you feeling about that, and are you ready to get back in the seat later in this race?
Well, obviously I'm going to have to go lay some heat down because we got to get out of P9. That's not acceptable.
Any pep talk you can give to your guys?
Well, they work for me, so it's going to be like, go faster or don't get paid.
All right, thanks, Joe.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
All right, there you go. You hear it. Go faster or don't get paid. Are you kidding? The Star Championship Series officials, they need to pick it up. Team Janowski is now, I believe, up into the 6th spot. I don't believe it's car number 6. I think that's different. I think the car numbers might have been original. I don't know. I'm still trying to keep a tab on it. What I do know is, again, Team Saraceno already has a 2-lap boost. Team Car has a 2-lap boost. And I believe it's Team Conquer that has a 4-lap boost. It's going to be so tough to keep a tab on everything. Saraceno 4-lap boost. Sorry. Team Vincenzo Saraceno 4-lap boost. Team Alex Stanfield 2-lap boost. Team Josh Conquer nothing right now. We're going to wait for more boosts to come in. You can also, again, continue to donate to the cause live at the link in our description. And we want to talk to you a little bit about the awesome cause. Mission for Miracles, the charity benefiting that we're benefiting with this awesome Pro-Am Enduro works on helping solve and do research for paralysis. It's a super, super cool story. We have the head of Mission for Miracles here with us in John. He'll be coming over to chat with us in a little bit and explain a little bit more of the mission that is all about helping continue to work on all kinds of spinal cord research, neck research, vertebrae research to try and help give everyone more and more mobility. And Mission for Miracles is all about that, giving miracles to take a paraplegic or anyone back to 99% to 100% full mobility, back to a life they may have been used to living prior to suffering an injury of some kind. It's a super, super cool charity. We are so excited to have them on board here with us and partnering with this event to help benefit them and raise money for an awesome cause. And with all that said, Team Nachman, by the way, speaking of racing for an awesome cause, I would not be surprised if they got some ringers in. Again, Brooke Nachman, girlfriend of X30 Pro driver Paulie Massimino, driving for former X30 Pro driver Brandon Jarsakrak. I don't know if they've got extra coaching that they've given to Team Nachman, who they've stuck in the car, or what. Here's a look at Kart 1. There it is. That is your race director, Alec Coates, right there in the blue and yellow helmet. So race director Alec Coates, let's take a look. What lap time did he do last time by? That's Team Janowski, 19.6. How about that for our race director right now? Running qualifying times out of the gate on his stint here in this Charity Pro-Am as we see him on screen headed towards the hairpin in turn 2. An impressive lap time for sure, 19.6. The fastest qualifier we've seen, a 19.5. So to come out here and do that instantly in the race, a good showing there. Certainly, as most of the other drivers still in the 21, 22 second bracket here, Xander. Here's the thing. I think not only are we confused, part of our confusion is the fact that I believe the cars are switched. That's car number 6 right there. That's a Team Brandon Carr driver. And I think car number 1 that's set for Team Carr is actually the Team Janowski driver. So they've got those two, 4th and 5th swap. We'll see if they swap now. Now it's going to show Janowski's team ahead, Carr behind. Again, lots of chaos. That's why you got to buy your boost and donate to this amazing cause for Mission for Miracles. Now let's go down to pit lane for more.
All right, I'm here with Dan Isaacs. Dan is a true amateur. He has never raced a go-kart in his life. His son Gavin does race, though. He's on Team Bailiff today, and he just got a huge penalty for his team. He decided to slip his foot off the brake coming to the pit lane, which was a major rule in the driver's meeting. You were not supposed to brake and slam into your competitors in the actual charging lane. So Dan, now that they have received a penalty, must make up for it, and he is donating $100. Dan, what the hell happened?
I thought I was on the brake, and I was hitting the thing beside it instead, and my fault.
Do you coach your own son?
No.
For the better. So $100, but all this is getting them is 2 laps of boost, and I'm policing that one because that was crazy. So $100 to Mission for Miracles, 2 laps of boost to Team Bailiff.
All right, fair enough. Race Liberante playing aficionado here as well as interviewer. Race is getting involved and heated, so $100 only got them 2 laps of boost. That's a look at the race director, Alec Coates. Again, I think those cars are mixed up, Simon. I don't believe car number 6 is Alec Coates running 19.6s. I think he's running 20.5s. I think the old man has lost it a little bit. Our race director here is a little bit off the pace. It certainly could be that way. We may have been a little tripped up with the car numbers here as they come through the hairpin. Certainly a lot to keep track of, especially with the switching and charging carts every few minutes or so, as we're still seeing battles through the midfield there as they head through the tight hairpins into the double left sweepers. We'll head back towards turn 2 and see a group of karts racing hard. Still Team Conquer out front there on lap 70. Team Janowski behind on lap 69. So a healthy advantage there for Team Conquer as they continue to stretch that advantage. But we'll see how it closes up near the end, especially with all these boosts and assists. A wild event for sure. No idea who's going to come out on top, but we're here for the fun, aren't we, Xander? Yeah, we are. And again, we are about to see all of the headline team captains finish this race off in some kind of fashion. We're only 16 minutes from the end. We know there's 4 mandatory stops. I would imagine most teams are on either their 3rd or their 4th stint. Let's go down to pit lane. Where is the status of everybody? It's hard enough for us to keep up here in the booth. Boys?
Yeah, thanks, Xander. Here with Brandon Carr. Brandon, I think your team has been on every position all across the board at some point in this race. You were P1 for a while, fell back a little bit. I mean, I know your style is kind of elbows out. I'm sure you're loving this, right?
Yeah, it's just one of them races. It's like there is rules, but no one's going to listen to them. So you got to be strategic to what you're going to do. So if you pass someone in turn 3, you're fine for the rest of the lap. But if you pass someone in turn 2, you're going to get someone back in turn 3. So you just got to think about what you're doing. But it's going to be a good race.
Yeah, from what you've been watching, I mean, which team right now seems to be the strongest? Who's your biggest competitor right now?
It's hard to say. It keeps changing a lot. But it's the people who like think about it more instead of the people that just drive and see what happens. But it changes every lap, so you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, and I mean, your stint's coming up really shortly here. I mean, game plan, talk to me.
Just get out there and just keep passing everyone and just get past as many people, because once you're out there, you don't know who's in front, who's behind, or what's happening. So you just want to be as fast as you can and just get to the front.
Thanks, Brandon.
Thank you.
Hold him right there, Alex. Alex, can you hold on to Brandon Carr really quickly? Hang on to
Brandon
him.
Carr.
Here, I got a question for him. Bring that team captain over here. Get him into view. Oh, he ran away. How does he run away so fast? What's up with this guy?
Xander, he ran away, but I'm grabbing him back. I know you can't see me on the camera yet.
Yeah, no. Brandon cannot run away that fast. Listen, he's not getting away without an interview here this time. We've still got 14 and a half minutes to go. Brandon,
we brought him back here. All right, Xander, ask your question.
All right, listen up here. I got a question. You may need to relay it to Brandon because of the loudspeaker. All right? So, team captain, Alex Stanfield. Team captain, Brandon Carr. Last time at the Stars Championship Series, little contact. If Alex Stanfield's in front of Brandon Carr, are we going to see some extra elbow grease or what?
All right, Xander asked, last round of the Stars Championship Series, you and Stanfield, a little bit of contact on the last lap. If you see him out there on track, I mean, fireworks or what?
We'll have to see.
Ah, come on. Terrible. I can't stand this guy. Simon, why can't we get any emotion out of Brandon Carr? That guy just stays quiet every time we talk to him.
Oh, I'm sure he'll show once he gets out there on the track. We'll see. I'm sure we'll see fireworks from Brandon Carr once he gets his stint. And we're pretty close to that mark where every driver is going to be swapping over to their pro driver to close out this event. We'll see drivers into pit lane this lap here, Xander.
Yeah, that's 2 of them into the pit lane. 2 into pit lane right here going down. Let's go down for some more interviews as the pit lane is getting crammed here with more drivers before this one's over.
Yeah, thanks, Xander. As the pro guys are getting ready to go for their stint, Josh, I mean, talk to me. What's your game plan for this final stint here?
So right now we got Cody Johnson going in. He's our second driver. I put him in for 8 minutes earlier. He's going back in for 4 right now. And then whatever's left, I'm finishing. The guys have done an unbelievable job tonight. I can't thank everyone for hosting this event enough. We got to meet some new people here, attract some new people to the track, which is what this was all about. So thank you, for everyone to put this on.
Yeah, I mean, I know the order can be a little bit confusing right now with all the donations and the lap boost and the, getting rid of some of the laps here. But I mean, what are your confidence levels like? With the pace you showed in qualifying was pretty solid.
I'd say I'm pretty confident. 2 of the guys run here pretty regularly, so they give me some tips, kind of what to do, kind of not what to do, and where to brake and where not to. So for sure, feeling pretty confident going into the final stint, and hopefully we can bring this one home.
I gotta ask. I mean, if you get into it a little bit with Saraceno, can we expect some bumper?
I mean, today for sure. Tomorrow, not so much.
All right, thanks, Josh.
Hey, Josh, you can feel as confident as you want, but they just paid $20 to slow you down, bro.
Who was
it's
that?
Going down here at the charity event.
Who paid $20? Who was that, Race? We had someone just donate $20 right there. Who just threw $20 to slow Team Conquer down?
The Stars guys, the Stars
No
employees
way.
paid for it. They said
What?
the fastest guys out there, the leaders, we want to slow them down.
How?
So they're playing dirty.
Oh, that's dirty. The Stars Championship Series officials. Are you kidding me, Simon? The officials are rigging this race. They're donating to take laps away.
Drama here late in the Pro-Am charity event. As we still see, it's a Pro-Am charity event, but I felt like we just got off a professional racing interview there with Josh Conquer. Such a well-composed young man headlining his team here this evening. We see 3 wide battling into turns 4 and 5 here, Xander.
Oh, my goodness. This is asking for trouble as there's more into the wall, and there's a few more coming together. 11 minutes to go. Another one diving into pit lane as the final few stints get underway. It looks to me like Gavin Bailiff might already be out there for his final stint. Team Bailiff right now is down. I believe I can see his helmet back there. I see Team Justin Dittrich is on the racetrack. He is a part of the Team Stars Championship Series contingent. So here's a look at the driver further back. Is that one of our captains? I believe.
Yes, that is Gavin
There
Bailiff
it is. So
on your screen there, heading towards turn 2. He is already in for that final stint. Going to be sprinting to the finish here. It's all or nothing at this point. He's going to drive his heart out as he's already facing some pressure from behind. So we'll work through the rest of the lap here. Just over 10 minutes remaining in this charity event. Still some teams with some pit stops left. It'll be their last stop of the event. We'll expect Josh Conker's team here in shortly, as well as Nachman and Yackel. But the racing action is continuing. We'll see a pile up there in the middle hairpin, driving all the way to the walls. Elbows out here, Xander.
All right, let's go to pit lane for some more info here, boys. Take it away.
Yeah, thanks, Xander. Here with Talon Yackel. I mean, it's a quiet P2 for you guys before all the lap boosts get put into play. I mean, what have you seen from your team out there?
They obviously know what they're doing out there. They know more than me about this track, so I'm a little bit lost. I'm about to go out. Well, they're just driving great, though. P2 right now, they're close to P1. I'm just trying to bring it back together at the end,
I know, you're a shifter guy. You guys kind of use the bumper a little bit sometimes. Can we see that out here?
You might see a little bit of bumper use. You never know. But, I'm definitely not going to be afraid to use it, so we'll see where we get with that.
All right, good luck.
Thank you.
Look at the crowd reactions. Race Liberante is making his way over. It looks like he's got some more donations to go. There is more to talk about. There is Race. Look, it looks like Race is bribing. Does that not look like he's bribing the officials?
It definitely does. We may have some gamesmanship here, but all in the name of charity, more money coming in, which is always beneficial. We're so happy to have all the support here tonight.
I just want to say, if you give money to Race Liberante, I would not, I would not personally. I don't know if I would trust where that goes. You might try to say it's for one team. He tries to take it to another team. Here's a look at team captain Gavin Bailiff in for his final stint. He is currently 8th. They are currently 4 spots back. There is boost going on. Race is literally picking up extra dollars like a homeless man down on pit lane right now, trying to take the money. Someone again needs to pat him down before he leaves this place to make sure all of it goes to Mission for Miracles charity. Behind Team Bailiff, how about it for our head flagman at the Stars Championship Series? That's Justin Dittrich there in the gray and red helmet. And for the Stars team, again, no longer a fan of Team Janowski, to be honest, because they're taking laps away because they're too slow, and there's a reason they're officials and not drivers anymore. So for that reason, I'm not a fan of Team Janowski down in 6th, and I'm happy they're down in 6th. They've already removed 2 laps away from another team, so forget them. Should be boosting themselves, but they're taking out other teams. Either way, we know we got more pros going. It's 8 minutes to go. Dittrich should be out of the car. It should be back to Joe Janowski soon enough, I would think. I haven't seen a lot of teams ducking into the pit lane. I just saw one more car come out, but we should be almost all pros pretty soon. I think down on pit lane, they're probably all off the pit lane now here. Alexander Searle, Race Liberante, you guys got a copy down there?
All right, I am here with Mr. Sean Bailiff of Trinity Karting Group. This is proof that in racing you can buy victories. Sean Bailiff has paid for every competitor except for Team Bailiff mandatory pit stop.
What? Are you kidding me? Look at that.
You got to beat the man.
Oh, man.
You heard him here first. If you want to be the man, you got to beat the man. And Sean Bailiff is the man. Put that in the helmet right there, Mr. Bailiff. Thank you for your charitable donation.
I didn't even know you could do that. How is that even possible? You could mandate an extra pit stop for everybody?
That's massive. That's the biggest penalty I've seen so far. That's going to cost everyone else a huge amount of time here with only 7 minutes remaining, Xander.
And not only that, Simon, it's not like normal racing where it's just a pit stop, a stop and go, or even fuel and tires. They're going to a completely different go-kart. They could be happy with the go-kart they're in, and now they're forced to go into the pit lane and hop in some other go-kart on the racetrack that handles totally different.
Wild stuff here is on your screen. Annie Rule defending for her life will get used up there into the hairpin as they come out of turn 3 into 4 and 5. That gaggle of 4 fighting hard late in this race.
That was Brandon Carr that just threw a side pot at Alex Stanfield. So Stanfield's back to 4th. Gavin Bailiff getting into Annie Rule. And watch this here. Stanfield going to give it back to Carr. He's on him. What is Brandon Carr going to do to Annie Rule? All of this right here. Oh, Carr's wide. Stanfield moved him. Carr's giving it back. Him and Alex Stanfield are going at it. These guys went at it a month ago. They're going at it again. They find each other in everything, including rental cars here at Three Rivers. And, oh, there's more traffic as they try to get around Rule. Oh, Brandon Carr takes her out. He spins her wide. Look at Janowski on the silver helmet. Joe Janowski to the outside and inside. And Brandon Carr, he's on the outside now. Stanfield throws it into him.
And Stanfield's going to complete that move. They'll both go into the barriers there, headed towards the finish line. Andy Rule to the inside of Brandon Carr. Now they'll crash, and Joe Janowski hanging around the outside. He'll look for a way around Andy Rule as the action's certainly heating up. With just 5.5 minutes remaining, Andy Rule drives him straight into the wall, and he'll lose another spot off that, Xander.
Andy Rule just put the series owner of the Stars Championship Series in the wall. In the wall by Annie Rule, and there is a loud crowd of cheers that as she came by the start-finish line applauded her for putting Joe Janowski into the outside retaining wall. And now it is settled out for a moment, and somehow Team Josh Conker is our leaders. Did we have an interview down on pit lane? I think we have some more interviews down on pit lane. Here's Alex Stanfield. He's chugging the train and fist bumping ahead of Brandon Carr. Pit lane boys, take it away.
Thanks, Andrew. Christian, Christian, I mean, just tell me what you're seeing from Joe Janowski right now.
Honestly, I think Joe's used to racing on compounds that are harder because when he grew up racing, the tires were still made out of rock. But one of our marshals feels bad for him that he's so slow, so they just gave him a 2-lap boost. We'll see if he can make a move on Annie Rule coming up.
I mean, speaking of Annie Rule, I need your opinion. Annie Rule put him in the wall 2 laps ago. How great was that?
I got to be honest, I had a private meeting with the drivers before this started, and I said $50 to whoever can pin Joe the hardest, so I think Andy's getting it so far.
All right, thanks, Christian.
Thanks, guys.
Oh my God. Oh, man, this is insane. 4 minutes to go. Team Conker leads, but they still all apparently have to make a mandatory
Joe Janowski to the inside.
Oh, on Team Conker. He just unlapped himself. That's Josh Conker right there going backwards. Annie Rule's in line. Team Josh Conker, who is leading, and somehow Team Nachtman is up to second as well. They obviously qualified in the back. Brooke Nachtman is carrying her team up into the podium right now, so she's a lap behind. Josh Conker is a lap up. Annie Rule trying to throw some blocks on Talon Yockel, her Magic Kart teammate. Talon nearly getting into her. And Joe Janowski, that's what we got the camera on. Watch this. Joe Janowski ahead of Josh Conker.
He's not letting him by either. He's defending every corner of this track, unlapping himself around Josh Conker and not going to let him find another way through as he'll drive a steady line through turn 2, head towards turn 3. This is where we've seen a lot of drivers get used up. Clean racing there for the two groups on screen now. Annie Rule also on the defense from Talon Yockel. Talon looking for a way by, but not able to make his way through yet. 3 minutes remaining in this wild race, Xander.
Listen, if I'm Josh Conker right now, this is about as embarrassing as it can get that the owner of the series, a man that is well over 50 years old, is pulling away as Talon Yockel throws a hip check at his Magic Kart teammate and Annie Rule. If I'm Josh Conker, I'm punting this guy. I want Joe Team Janowski out of my way. There's no way, as the Rock Stars champ, the Pro Stars Championship contender wants to lose to the owner of the series. So he's right behind, but he's also a Canadian, Simon, so he's probably just being way too nice.
He's already been too nice. He needs to throw one down the inside of 2 and light this one up. Get it started. Joe Janowski has gotten his elbows out. He's made his way through, suffered through all the childishness that he's had to deal with so far this race, and he is running strong ahead of Josh Conker. 2 minutes remaining here. What's going to happen at the end of this race?
Well, look at that. There's more defending. Annie Rule is defending from Talon Yockel, and he gives a little bumper to her. For Alex Stanfield and Brandon Carr, what's their status here? Alex Stanfield's caught up to Brooke Nachtman. That's down by turn number 2. Brandon Carr has. He's pulled away. He got back around Stanfield.
Brandon Carr may have a boost. He is ripping around this track right now as we're watching the battle into 2, Xander.
Stanfield and Gavin Bailiff going at it. That's Shifter versus OKN, Trinity versus Team GWR. And Alex Stanfield already got into Brandon Carr a good bit. Now Carr's well up the road. And it's the final minute and a half of this race. And we're trying to catch all the action. I don't know who's going to be the last one to throw a punch before this is over.
This has been crazy from start to finish so far. We're ending it with a bang. That massive donation from Sean Bailiff sure to turn things around, as Team Bailiff's currently in P8 still. Only Team Rule behind them now. But it is Team Nachman working the way up to P2 and Yockel in P3, Xander.
Yeah, you can see it. Team Nachman is only about a half lap behind. So here is your unofficial race leader. Now we're up the road. That's Brandon Carr. Where is Josh Conger? I think he's about 3/4 of a lap up, because Brooke Nachman going by right there. We go back a little bit. Here is Conker behind Joe Janowski.
Still not found a way past Joe Janowski. Only 40 seconds remaining. Is he going to make this move work, Xander?
I think maybe he's afraid of a penalty tomorrow. I don't know. Maybe he wants to still get let in the track. Oh, we got him slowed down. Are we going checkered early with 30 seconds to go?
I see a white flag down there on the start line. I've yet to see a checkered flag. We have officials out on track. Not sure what is going on yet. We'll keep you updated.
We're stopping him. Huh? Oh, Andy's cart. Andy Rule got stuck in the wall with 30 seconds to go.
Wow.
Andy Rule nosedived the wall. The race is over. And unfortunately, like the Indy 500, we can't throw another red flag. So we're stuck with where we're at. But for Annie Rule, she has been pushed. It looks like the battery may have died with the way that they're pushing her into the pit lane.
Heartbreak for that team there. They were running well up until the end, when unfortunately that kart failure is going to set them back a bit. We'll see all the drivers still on track bumping as they sit out there waiting to hear what next, Xander.
Yeah, there's a lot to hear what next as they continue to stop. Boys on pit lane, Alexander Searle, Race Liberante. It looks like we may have checkered them a little bit early as they've come to a stop, with Annie Rule coming to a stop there. And let's see, Team Saraceno, the first to cross the line, but there's a lot of boosts. Do we have any more last-minute boosts here before the race? Checkered flag went in. Did anyone get any more donations in, fellas? Oh, they're going to, what are we doing? Do we know? Alex, Race, do you guys have a copy? Yeah. Look at this. What's going on?
Yeah, we got a copy right now. No idea what's going on. It looks to me like, if the time is out, this should be checker coming up. I think we have no more donations, right, Race?
Yeah, we had an interesting amount at the end of that race. Mr. Nachman put $100 in for as much boost as that thing can physically provide for Brooke Nachman to try and take the lead at the end of this. Mr. Bailiff put a bunch in to try and get everybody slowed down and stopped, or they had to do a mandatory pit. Unfortunately, that wasn't able to happen. Annie Rule's the only one that's coming to the pits, but they're under red flag, so not sure how this is going to shake up at the end of this one, but for sure it's not official based on what's going to end up here.
I got to say, as a fan watching this, I really hope we get one lap shootout here with everyone bunched up. What about you, Race?
I think you guys are in luck. Hold on,
I think that would make it
this.
really exciting. I don't know if we're going to see that, but I hope we do. That's going to be a show for the fans at home and everybody here spectating and donating away.
This might be what it is here, folks.
And just like the Indy 500, we have red flag this thing, stop them on track, and we are going back racing, it looks like, with Annie Rule joining the rear of the field. The kart's sitting on track. Every driver eager to get going again here, Xander.
Here's the thing. I don't think most of these guys know if the guy in front or the guy behind's on the lead lap or not, but even if they did, I don't think they care. I think everybody is going to be out for everybody if we go back green with the entire field of team captains lined up right now. Gavin Bailiff is there first on your screen. Josh Conker's there. Thumbs up. That's what it looks like. 2 laps. It's a green-white checkered. A green-white checkered finish. And we are sending them back underway. So here we go. Coming by.
Green flag on the restart. The drivers cheering in their karts, ready to get this shootout underway. We see passes already being looked to the inside. That's for P2. Joe Janowski getting used up by 3-4 drivers in the second turn of this track.
Everybody going for Joe. A green-white checker to finish a 45-minute Enduro. And out in front of the field, with the way they stopped, is Gavin Bailiff. White flag in the air for Team Bailiff. Team Conker is second in line with Josh Conker. Alex Stanfield defending. Look who's behind him. That's Talon Yockel through the infield. Final time. I think it is indeed Josh Conker that'll be the first one in the total laps completed, but who cares about that? This is the green-white checkered. Janowski on the outside, coming to the checkers. Gavin Bailiff wins the shootout. Conker over Stanfield, Brandon Carr, Talon Yockel. Where did Joe Janowski just go?
4 from the rear of the field. He got used up by 4 drivers into 2. started P2, unfortunately going to fall deep in the field there at the end. We'll see how the laps turn out, but what a wild way to end this one here.
Yeah, Joe Janowski got absolutely used and abused in turn number 2 by Josh Conker. And granted, I was making fun of him for being Canadian and being a little bit too nice. He was not nice on that 2-lap shootout. He was, in fact, one of the only guys to absolutely send someone to the outside lane. Ladies and gentlemen, here at the pits, Race Liberante, Alex Stanfield, or Alexander Searle, Race Liberante, you guys are down on pit lane as the drivers come in. The checkered flag. Gavin Bailiff, is Team Bailiff the winner? What is going on down here?
They crossed the line first. Maybe that late race donation by his father hopefully turned the tide for them, as he is waving that checkered flag on his cool-down lap, seeming to be the winner of this one. We will have to come back and confirm that, but I don't even know what to say here, Xander.
I don't buy that at all. He wins the 2-lap shootout at the end, if you want to count that. We're going to have people complaining that the race was over, and maybe it wasn't, maybe it was. They had 30 seconds to go. They threw the red. The timer kept going and ran out. Alex, Race, what do you guys got down there? What do you make of all this? I heard the crowd going crazy there for Team Bailiff. They're pumped up, but what the heck is going on?
I mean, you're asking me. This is absolute chaos down here. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, you know, Sean Bailiff paid for pit stops for everybody but the Bailiff team, and nobody served them. So to me, Bailiff should have won the shootout. On the leaderboard, it has Josh Conker winning the shootout. As of right now, I don't have any final information. What about you, Race?
Man, I got no idea how this thing actually turned out, but for sure if these guys missed their pit stop violations, there's got to be a penalty assessed at the end of this one. Although it's for charity, everybody obviously had a great time. There was a lot of amazing donations today, but this is racing, and there is only one winner, so we will have to get to the bottom of this and report back.
Fair enough, fellas. We'll let you get down to it to try and figure out what is going on down on pit lane. The track has gone cold. We've got the drivers getting out of their cars now down on the pit lane, so we'll take a look at them as they slowly get their helmets off. Alexander Searle and Race Liberante, of course, are checking in on what is happening down there. You can see Sally Mott on the back there. Gavin Bailiff's out of the car. So Team Bailiff, again, they weren't the first in the total number of laps. That was, this is from the qualifying session, what I'm seeing up at the top of the screen. Team Conker had the most laps with the original scoring. With the boost added in, it's anyone's guess of who wins this thing.
I believe it was Josh Conker and Talon Yockel's team at 111 laps each, and then the field on back from there, but we'll have to go and confirm that. That was a first glance. We have a finale of a race to be decided here. Still doesn't seem to be quite over yet, Xander.
No, you can see the drivers are chatting there at the end of this one with their teams. There is Gavin Bailiff talking with, I believe, Josh Conker in frame, far right. With the Stars Championship team, one of the team manager, Christian Marsh, you heard it from him. He sabotaged his own team, so now I kind of cut them a little slack. He said he's given $50 to whoever wrecks Joe Janowski the hardest, so he's obviously happy the way that one went out, but there's a lot to debrief, a lot more to go.
Well, I have one more question, Xander. Would that Josh Conker move on the last lap, would that overtake Annie's move on Joe for that $50 prize?
Oh, I don't know. It was a little more damage in terms of positions lost, Simon, but it was less damage in terms of impact in the wall. So how do you judge a wreck? Do you judge it by how far back you go or how much the thing hurt?
I think it's about how hard that guy hit the wall, and Annie Rule may come out on top with that one. We will check back with you here soon.
Yeah, we're definitely going to have to figure it out. There's Jackson Gardner, Daryl, who owns Three Rivers Karting. You see Alexander Searle, Race Liberante. They're looking for answers. Team Conker's captain, Josh Conker's looking for answers. Darren McDonough from the Stars Championship officials team is looking for answers, probably trying to bribe him with the special official talk of some kind. D-Max probably getting something under his sleeve there, but there's more to go. Here, let's take, Alex, what do you got?
Just a quick update here. So confirmed, nobody did serve their pit stop that Sean Bailiff paid for. So right now you're seeing the officials here going over, reviewing the footage here to see how many laps they should deduct from everybody but Team Bailiff.
Wow. Well, you know what? Here's the thing. that is probably the smartest strategy move you do, because I doubt anybody brought radios. I doubt anybody brought even AirPods. So nobody had a way to do radio communications if they had committed to their last stint. If they committed to the last stint, you wouldn't know you need to come into pit lane, Simon.
Exactly. A surprise to be sure. Sean Bailiff certainly knew what he was doing with that one, and we'll have to wait to see the official confirmation. But right now, it could be Team Bailiff or Team Conquer coming away with this one.
All right, well, you see more to come here from Three Rivers Karting. We'll take a quick commercial break, folks. The race is done. The trash talk and podium ceremonies are not. They'll be coming up after this. Okay, welcome back to Three Rivers Karting. Let's go down to pit lane. Gavin Bailiff with Team Bailiff right now. They got to do a victory lap. Alex, what's the story on pits?
Thanks, Xander. I'm going to be the first one to tell these guys the Bailiff team has won the shootout race. The donation from Sean Bailiff has come in clutch. Here's the thing. That last two-lap shootout, Josh Conker was 2 laps ahead of you. But because you crossed the line first, you beat him by, whatever the gap was between you and Conker. I mean, how does that feel?
It feels great. I'm glad we were able to raise the money for charity. That's all it's about. I honestly didn't felt like I won the overall race, but I won on track, and that's all that matters. But overall, a really good win for the charity.
Sean, I got to ask you, the strategy of the century, you come in, prove that, like you said, money can buy you a race victory when it matters most. Talk about the strategy and the mindset when you put money down.
Well, when you have the opportunities, the rules are at hand. You got to take advantage of the rules. We had some great donors on it. Most importantly, the charity won here today, and it's a great event. And thanks, Kart Chaser, for it. And we probably would have ended up winning had they heeded the penalty. We won on track, or we won in the pits, and it's a great thing for the charity to go. We had some great team drivers in Lil Sav Haddock, Carter Thompson, and Dan here. They did a great job, but hey, you got to play by the rules, and we played by the rules and took it home.
Awesome. Congratulations to all you guys.
We're the GOAT.
There you go. There you go. The GOAT wins in Gavin Bailiff. So Team Bailiff wins it by 2 laps. And here's the thing that Alex, I think, was trying to convey was that because of the 2-lap penalty they've assessed for the pit stop, Conker being 2 laps ahead, then the 2-lap penalty. That was a heads-up race for the win.
It was. That last lap shootout actually meant something. We were getting good action out of it, and good on Gavin Bailiff to take off from that lead and secure it. I'm not sure if he knew on track, but the work wasn't done yet until that last lap, Xander.
Well, in every race, there is a winner and there is a loser, or in this case, a lot of losers here. We know Josh Conker was the first loser here from this one. I know that the boys are working on talking to him down on pit lane. We've got a total also, by the way, of on-site donations, much less all of you that donated on Open Fender. We'll keep a tab on that happened during tonight's event. But over $750 was donated here on-site, including a good chunk of that from Mr. Sean Bailiff, donating to make sure everyone was going to have to take a pit stop before this race was over. But nonetheless, 750 ones going to Mission for Miracles on top of $300 raised per race team. So that's $2,700 to start with 9 total teams. Another $750, another good bit from all you guys donating along at home. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that in a minute. But I know that we've got more drivers to talk to down on pit lane. So let's go down to them and check in.
Thanks, Xander. Here with Josh Conker. I mean, P1 for, most of that last part of that race until 30 seconds to go. Red flag comes out. Penalty gets assessed after the race. That battle between you and Bailiff was actually for overall victory. I mean, you must be a little frustrated there.
Yeah, a little frustrated, unfortunately. We weren't paid to win tonight, but good thing for the charity that Team TKG was paid to win tonight. That's really good for the charity. So, congrats to them on the win. The strategy worked out great for us tonight. I crew chiefed the whole thing, so it was really good. But, yeah, unfortunately, 2-lap lead and then the battle for the end there. And I had no idea, so, just kind of gave it everything there, moved Joe, but, that's all we had for today.
Yeah, I mean, talk to us about the team that you had around you and how well they did throughout the race.
Yeah, phenomenal 3 drivers I had. 2 of them are locals here. One of them races 206 at Pitt, so I can't thank those guys enough for being on my team and reaching out, wanting to do this with me. Of course, me being not an American, it kind of says something for some people that want to come race with me. So thank you to those guys. Again, thank you to Kart Chaser and everyone that put this event on. Really good for the charity, really good for the community, and just good to grow the sport in general.
Yeah, I mean, with a few laps to go, you're being a little bit nice to Gavin Bailiff there. You stuck behind him. You kind of regret that now?
Yes and no. I was pushing Joe around the track because he passed me, and I figured if I got away from Annie and Talon, we'd be okay. But if I moved Joe, then I could have moved Gavin off the start, and then we would have won the race. So, it is what it is. You play the long game, and it doesn't always work out.
All right, thanks, Josh.
Thanks, Alex.
Okay, so there we go, hearing from Josh Conker. Super gracious. You're not going to get a whole lot of trash talk out of him, being, again, as he mentioned, not an American, not feeling the most comfortable. He should feel comfortable. Did a great job. There's more guys down there I know that we want to talk to. I think everybody's, for the most part, in good spirits here, Simon. But nonetheless, a good run for him, and super cool, as he mentioned, to bring some drivers that had never been introduced to himself or to the highest level of karting. A couple regulars here at Three Rivers Karting, a couple of 206 drivers at Pit Race. That's super cool, and a big added bonus onto this event on top of raising an amazing amount of money for Mission for Miracles.
Yeah, you bring all these drivers out, and we get a conglomerate of quite a diverse group of drivers coming out here to participate tonight, but all in the name of charity. It's been a wonderful event, and we'll go back down to pit lane to see what Race Liberante has for us.
Yeah, Race, what do you got?
All right, I'm here with second place on the board, third officially place finishers, Team Yockel Talon. As team captain, how was that race for you?
At first it went smooth, then at the end it was a little bit chaotic, and you gotta love the chaos. Last 2 laps, just everything went wild, but these guys did all the work over here. I just sat back for the last stint, and it just went pretty well. Just wish I could have gotten the win at the end.
Right on, yeah, and this is a true team of pro and am. These 2 gentlemen right here, they race here locally at the Pitt Race Karting Club in the LO206 division, just getting into karting. So how was this experience for you guys, getting to race with not only a pro as a teammate, but pros on the racetrack as well?
Yeah, it's definitely something I think is really cool. well. It's definitely some good competition locally, but getting to race with these guys, they're just that next level up, so it's a really fun time to race with all of them.
And how about yourself? How was it out there?
Yeah, it's always great to do something that you love doing with a bunch of other people, and especially for a great charity. So it was a lot of fun.
Right on. Well, that kind of wraps it up for our podium. Back to you guys up there.
There you hear it. So again, Team Conquer second, Team Yockel third, Team Bailiff, the GOAT team, winning out here at Three Rivers Karting. Myself, Simon Sykes here in the Xander Clemens alongside Simon Sykes in the booth. I'm mixed up. I know you've been mixed up. This whole night I feel like we have just been off. The drivers have been crazy. And again, it's a fun evening nonetheless that raises for an awesome cause that leads us into, of course, the Steel City Showdown this weekend. That should be some good racing, over 200 drivers.
Yeah, I can't wait to see all these drivers out here at the race tomorrow at Pittsburgh International Race Complex. It's going to be a great weekend of racing, and it's been so fun to host this charity event tonight. A lot of fun being had, a chaotic night for sure, but we're glad to have everyone. We're glad to have helped help charity in the process here.
Yeah, so with Mission for Miracles here being the title sponsor of this, or the charity we're benefiting here at this event, well, why don't we bring in the man behind the mission into our booth here. John, do you have a copy? Are you able to hear us over here in the booth?
I am.
Okay, awesome. So here, let's get that adjusted for you really quickly and turn the camera so we can get you into the shot just a little bit here. So we'll bring you in. First of all, obviously an amazing cause. Can you tell us a little bit about Mission for Miracles first and foremost?
Mission was started after my youngest daughter was paralyzed in an accident. She sustained a C1, C2 spinal cord damage. Prognosis was that she would never move below the base of her skull for the rest of her life. She received treatments developed by the Miami Project, and over the next 5 weeks, she progressed to the point that they then told us that it would be no longer if she would walk but when. And she was off of a ventilator in 3.5 months and out of a wheelchair in a little less than a year. And so I went home, I tried to go back to work, and to be honest with you, it just wasn't the same. And so my wife and I started Mission to kind of pass on just the good fortunes that we've had that most families, other families, were just not fortunate to have. So that started in 2014, and just one thing is we started doing this event in Morgantown, West Virginia. We've raised $2.4 million to date for spinal cord injury, West Virginia Children's Hospital, where Meg ended up. And it's a long story, but actually Jackson Gardner's from my hometown.
Right.
Know his dad extremely well. And so Jackson first started at the bash singing at the bash. And so over the years, we've just developed a tight relationship. And then, he came up with this idea a couple months ago, and that's where we are today. So.
Well, how about that? I mean, $750 in cash raised here on site alone of people trying to buy laps for each other, not to mention all the charity money raised online, bought for teams. But overall, the entire event, you were down in the pits, you were down with everybody, you were up here for a little bit. What's been your take on being a part of this?
I am kind of shocked as to one, how big it really is and how much fun we had doing it. And it's just going to be something that continues to grow, and we can't be more thrilled about it the way it's turned out.
Well, definitely a success for event turnout number one. John, thank you so much for being here. We're so happy to be having you here to be a part of this mission. And again, from Three Rivers Karting, guys, again, we'll take a look at the racetrack here so you guys can see everything going on. Live from Pittsburgh. You can see it's gotten dark outside behind the barn doors, so we are almost done. We've got a full plate of racing action coming your way later on tomorrow and Sunday, 10:20 a.m. for all the team captains that you saw here today. Gavin Bailiff, Vincenzo Sarrazino, Josh Conker, Annie Rule, Talon Yockel, all in Pro Stars. You'll have the likes of Brooke Nachtman, Alex Stanfield, and Brandon Carr in OKN Stars. Over 200 other drivers looking to beat them in their classes or in the other divisions here. Again, we expect over the cap for the fields in KA Stars and KA Junior. Those will require pre-final Bs, which will basically be a last chance qualifier. Almost as crazy, if not crazier, than the racing we saw today. And Joe Janowski's going to be somewhere on site, acting like he's busy doing something. At least he was on track driving here tonight. But nonetheless, Simon, night one of the Steel City Showdown, I would say a success.
Absolutely a success. A chaotic, wild ride, but a success nonetheless. It's such a great event and a great preview of what we're to see for the rest of the weekend.
Well, hopefully the trash talk continues and it makes some fun racing action at Pittsburgh International Race Complex. Our first time ever streaming at Pittsburgh, our first time here at Three Rivers Karting, and from the arcade behind us to the on-track action, the Stars Championship Series team, our awesome team here at Kart Chaser. For Simon Sykes, myself, Xander Clements, we'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow at 10 a.m.